I'm looking for my forever. I'm taking my time. Yeah, that's the new game, ladies. The new game that's circulating around town is all women need to recognize. At least the one in the 45 to 60 demographics is that I'm claiming that I'm looking for my wife, or I'm seeking my forever, or I'm dating intentionally. Yes, I said that this is the new game that men are playing, or men are going around saying, but their actions don't match up. Looking for my wife, seeking forever, dating intentionally. This is the new game that men are playing. And women are experiencing this all over the country. I know because I talked to two women here recently here in Houston that are experiencing this. And the growing pattern of many women are quietly experiencing the same thing, and why it's becoming today's dating scene. And I just talked to two women, and I'm sure that there have been many more that have been experiencing this. So some men use the wife narrative for strategic reasons. I think one of the reasons why they use it is to date out of their league. You understand what I'm saying? So the other one is to gain access to women who wouldn't ordinarily engage with them. Or they use it to slowly bring down a woman's boundaries under the appearance of seriousness and restraint. You understand? So that's a tactic that can feel safe at first. When a man tells you, I'm dating intentionally, I'm looking for my wife, or I'm looking for my forever, that's intentional. When you hear that, you get calm, and a sense of urgency, not urgency, a calmness comes over you. And then you're like, oh, okay, maybe this man is it. So, but red flags usually show up because the behavior don't match the promises. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, I talked to two women who recently had similar circumstances with this same similar situations. Other encounters are mixed signals when a man claimed that he is abstaining from sex, but then he crosses certain physical barriers, almost immediately when he's supposed to be working on himself. So one of the things and how this thing will show up is that, you will notice a lack of effort and intentional planning, you know, as one of the women that said, this is what she dealt with. So these stories are just based on women, just women that I talked to this week and last week. You know, consistency, effort, respect, and words matter. All of that stuff matters, not just the words. So a man's words should line up with what his actions. This is just a warning. This is not an attack, on these women. But all women deserve clarity, right? Honesty, intentional action, not manipulation. You know, not especially not manipulation disguised in commitment. So a lot of times men, and I'll say me because I'm a man, a lot of time what we'll do is we'll use manipulation disguised as commitment. You understand that I'm dating with purpose. And this conversation may help you spot the difference between genuine intention and the disguise. The disguise and how serious this man is about dating intentional or with purpose. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is that when I talk to these women about these certain situations, and thank y'all for coming back to Sip, Smoke, and Share. So this is the new thing is that I'm looking for my wife. I got to stop leaning back because this chair is making some noise. So one of the things that, talking about this topic is that a couple of the women that I talked to, we were just talking in general. One of, I heard talking and I just kind of myself into the conversation, which I sometimes do when I hear people talking, because I just interested in what's going on in other people's lives. And one of the women said that the guy said that he was dating with intention. He was taking time to rededicate himself. And this is before the new year. I could understand if it was after January, but this was before the new year. They had been talking several months and he had been talking the same old stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Saying that he was intentional, focusing on himself, trying to learn some new things, you know. But there was no, and this one particular guy was intentional because he planned the date. You understand what I'm saying? But the crazy part about it is when he planned the date, then he got upset about the price tag of the date. But this is somewhere you wanted to go, my brother. Like she said when she told me that she was planning the date, and I'm talking to my women that understand. Shit, they say that 40% of my audience, 45 or 40, between 40 and 45% of my audience are mature women. You understand what I'm saying? Between the age of 35 to 60. So that's a nice little gap. That's mature women that understand what I'm talking about. And I can't remember what the statistic is, but I know I'm talking to some single women. So I don't know if y'all seen this thing, if y'all dealt with it, if that's something that you're hearing out on the street. Not saying that you're in the street, Lord have mercy. Not saying that you're in the street, but you understand what I'm saying. So the first guy said that he was intentional, dating with a purpose, looking for his wife. You're everything that I'm looking for in the lady, from what I can tell. And once he got to know the young lady, you understand? Dating with intention. I'm working hard. I'm doing this, doing that. So she planned the date, and then he took over the date and said, well, now let me do this. You know, planned the date, took the young lady somewhere and said, get what you want. You typically know what that means, right? Yeah. Get what you want. You mean to tell me I could order off of the right side of this menu? Yeah, it comes with a price tag. You understand what I'm saying? Damn that chair. Yeah, it comes with a price. Or it comes with an expectation, should I say. Yeah, you can order whatever you want, but know that it comes with some expectation. So they went on the date. They had a couple of drinks each. You know, the meal or the entree, pretty pricey. You know, like they usually have like 4 or 5 thumbs, and they'll say, this is a 4-finger or a 3-finger restaurant. This was out of 4 fingers, let's just say this was a 3-finger restaurant. Entree was $60 or have you. And now 2 drinks, probably $15 each. That's $100 alone for one meal. And, you know, after it was said and done, then homeboy asked for, now he asking to go Dutch. They had never been Dutch before, but now all of a sudden he wants to go Dutch. Dutch for my people. Oh, I thought a person that had never been nowhere said something. Yeah, Dutch means you pay your half, I pay my half. Yeah, again, Dutch. You pay my half and I pay my half. And I believe, y'all help me out, women. Most women don't mind going Dutch. Yeah, I said it. Most women don't mind going Dutch. Matter of fact, before I got married, I was young, dumb, and broke for the most part. I didn't have a lot of money to spend on the lady. So I would say, I don't mind going. We have to go Dutch because my pockets right now are a little on the frail side. So then this brother asked to go Dutch after the check comes and then complain about it. You understand? And then after getting a little sip in the system, 2 drinks in, then on the ride home, now he done forgot all about the abstinence. And I'm refraining from we're refraining from that. And then Forgotten Hands got a little a little, his hands started to do a little traveling, up the Thigh Mountain, the Rocky Mountain. Yeah. Trying to get to the Grand Canyon. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. And then that apparently didn't turn out too well because, he did some things that he said that he was not trying to do. Not to say she wasn't with it, not to say that it wasn't a part of her plan to see if she can break him, because women try and test men too now. Maybe it was part of her plan. And some women say, hey, and I agree with them. Before I'm driving a car, before I buy a car, I'm gonna have to test drive it. Yeah, before I buy this car, I gotta test drive it. And so apparently, didn't know what happened between them. She just said that he got a little touchy-feely, you understand what I'm saying, on the ride back to his mama's place or whoever it was. And the second young lady that I talked to, was telling me about an incident that a guy said the same thing. Oh, I'm intentional. I'm looking for my wife. I'm dating with intention and purpose and direction. You understand what I'm saying? I'm focusing, and this is also last year, I'm focusing on me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm focusing on me. And this brother here didn't put any effort, after several dates. After I think four, I think. You understand what I'm saying? Didn't put any effort, didn't even put any effort in what he wore. He just showed up in some baggy ass sweatpants. Not in the matching jumpsuit or sweatsuit or tracksuit as they call it on the East Coast, but just showed up in some baggy ass sweats with an oversized t-shirt. Yeah. After several dates and didn't. So all of that, and that's why I'm saying y'all have to be intentional. Don't waste your time, your energy, and effort if the brother ain't showing you what it is. You may like his talk, but until you see his walk, you need to, stay back and ask him, man, what are you doing? What's going on here? You understand? Because again, you need to protect your standards, but you also don't want anybody access just because they use the right words. And men are good at using the right words. What's up, girl? You so looking. All of that. But then after you graduate from that, the words of turns into, nah, I'm looking for my wife. Yeah, I'm getting old, so I want to find me a woman to spend the rest of my life with. He wants a wife. I need to, then your guards. Y'all need to stay aware, stay grounded, but most importantly, stay in control. Yeah, I'm talking to my women. I'm talking to 45% of the women or 45% of the people that's going to watch this here video. YouTube, based on the analytics, says that y'all are women. And that prime age between 40 and 60, that prime, Lord, oh shit, I thought let me hush. But yeah, y'all, again, I'm going to say this again, need to stay aware, stay grounded, and stay in control. But I need to know, have y'all heard this new phenomenon? Have a guy approached you with this? Have he brought this to you? I'm looking for my wife. You looking like my wife. I want to know, are these two women just women I just happened to run into who had the same story? Or is this intentional? Or is this the shit that men are playing on and running out here in these streets? I don't know, because I'm not in the streets. What's up, number one hater? That's my number one fan, y'all. Miss Harris. She gets the number one award. All right, y'all be good. Sip, sip.